Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the latest edition of the CR7 podcast. The RTGAC is back in today, coming to you live here a bit later than usual. Cole, the world did not want us to be here this morning. They did not want us to be here this morning, but yet we are here and we are ready to go. Yes, I know you want to say something in your head. You want to go like this or something, but guess what? It is not for that time. It is time for the CR7 podcast. I'm hyped that we're back after a month. Cole has been all around the country, etc., touring for, actually, I don't know what. He's not a musical artist, though. Or actually, he is actually a musical artist. But nonetheless, we're back here on the CR7 podcast, ready to go. Back to you for pretty much almost a month. So yeah, lots of things going on. I'll get in the rundown in just a second. Lots of energy coming from me this morning. But before we get into it, Cole, say what's up to the people.
Morning, everyone. Like Ryan said, good to be back. Hopefully this winter we could have a more reoccurring schedule, but yeah, like Ryan said, let's get right into things.
I mean, let's get right into things, absolutely indeed. This will be not a shorter one, but we're going to keep it going for as long as we can. Let's get into the recap here today. Or not the recap, let's get into the rundown. The Philadelphia Eagles beat the New York Giants 38-20 this past weekend. We'll be talking about that. We're going to call it the Ravens getting Lamar Jackson back in the AFC North. Can they win that division? Cole will be talking about his top fantasy performers of the week. We'll be talking about the Dodgers and the Blue Jays World Series. And then Cole will get into some Sixers talk. And then we'll get into some Ryan's rants. And we'll wrap things up for today. But actually, to promote WSJP for just 1 second. Hockey broadcast today at 4:45. Myself, AJ Farrington, going to be on the mic today. Then Saturday, Dom Schulk and myself will be on the mic for football versus LaSalle, the PIAA 6A District 12 championship or semifinal will be going on then. But yeah, Cole, the Philadelphia Eagles defeated the New York Giants 38-20 this past weekend. Talk about this game.
Yeah, I mean, let's get right into the Eagles side. I thought Jalen Hurts had honestly a perfect game. Other than taking a couple sacks, I thought that he could have just thrown it away at times. Other than that, I thought it was a pretty great game by him. Super efficient in the air with 4 touchdowns as well. And then the running game was absolutely phenomenal. 276 yards on the ground plus a touchdown, a long one from Saquon Barkley. Saquon also had a receiving touchdown in this game. So honestly, this is the game I was looking for Saquon to break out in. He kind of needed this because obviously he was great last year, but he didn't really have a crazy game in the first couple weeks. And then Tank Bigsby, I mean, just continuing to produce, and honestly, you like to see it out of a guy who, is your RB2 and, doesn't get as many carries. I mean, he had 9 carries, but he got to 100 yards this game. So, I mean, that's something you're looking for off the bench, obviously, and, hopefully you can continue to keep that going. But yeah, moving on to the receiving, I thought Devontae Smith had a really good game. 9 targets. They were obviously looking for him. But yeah, I mean, if we can get him a little bit more involved, especially in the red zone, I think that could be, a big threat because we're already a great red zone, efficient team. But again, if we can continue to hit guys and have really, a threat on all 3 levels, I think that'd be perfect. Jahan Dotson, obviously, with the big touchdown. Goddard with 2 touchdowns. Now, Goddard, honestly, has been great because he's honestly been our touchdown guy this year. I think he's had one in almost every game. And they keep drawing up stuff for him at the goal line, which I love. And then, obviously, Saquon with the receiving touchdown. But, I mean, overall, really efficient game, especially in the air and on the ground. I mean, you couldn't ask for more from the offense. Defensively, I thought we did an okay job. I thought when Scadaboo got injured, that really took a lot out of New York offensively. However, they did score 14 in the 4th. But I thought Jackson Dart played all right. I thought that the New York rushing was pretty, I wouldn't say atrocious, but I thought it was pretty bad. Zach Bond, 1 sack, 2 tackle for a loss. Hunt with a sack, Ajomo with a sack, Davis with a sack, Carter with a sack. So honestly, there was a lot of pressure throughout the game on Jackson Dart to make a play. And yeah, the defensive line I thought did a great job this game, as well as pass coverage. Less than 200 yards on the air, and really kind of split it up between all their, receivers and whatnot. So honestly, I think it was a great game overall. I I think it was a very good bounce back from their loss against the Giants. What was it, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not really expecting more out of this team. I do think the 6-2 record is a little bit. I don't know about unearned or undeserved, but I think it's a little bit suspect. Like we're not we don't play like we're 6-2. Every game is pretty close. Um, but yeah, I mean honestly, if we just continue to be efficient on the ground and in the air, I think we'll be good.
I mean, I think that the way the Eagles are playing right now probably is definitely the best they've been playing all season. There was a nice win over the Vikings where the offense looked good. The defense has definitely had problems there. I think that there has to be a trade at the deadline for a second cornerback. I don't know whether that's Denzel Ward or if that's somebody else. Maybe you could pull off the guy from the Broncos. I forget his not Riley Moss, not Pat Surtain. I forget his name off the top of my head. But I think that that'll be fixed once we can possibly make a trade at the trade deadline. I said draft Will the guy for the Cardinals, Johnson. They drafted Jahad Campbell, though he's been having a really good season. Don't get me wrong. Definitely top 5, I would say, in Rookie of the Year votings. But anyway, getting into this game, Jalen Hurts, obviously an incredible game. 4 touchdown passes, was very efficient. 80% from the field. 179 yards passing as well. Obviously, this was the Saquon game. Tank Bigsby as well, pulling up and showing out. I mean, the 31-yard run was just absolutely incredible. It was poor tackling by the New York Giants, don't get me wrong, but Tank Bigsby, give him credit where credit is due. But Saquon Barkley, I mean, listen, he hasn't had anywhere to go over the past couple of weeks because of the fact that they've just stacked the box against him the entire time and has forced the Eagles to throw. Now that the Eagles are doing well throwing the football, thank goodness, that is going to open up the run game for Saquon Barkley. So they kind of dropped everybody this week, and that allowed guys like Landon Dickerson and even Lane Johnson to pull to the second level to let Saquon Barkley work on the first level, and when he gets to that second level, he'll have incredible blocking up there. But I think the difference maker on offense, and Jalen Hurts playing so well, he's playing under center. Cole, I said this last year. I said it all of last year. When Hurts plays under center, he is absolutely incredible, especially with the way this offense is shaped and the personnel on it. You have to put him under center to fear the run game, and then if you go play action, they think that the run is happening, and Hurts, while he holds the ball, the play's going to be delayed. So with Hurts under center, this offense is so much better. With him in the shotgun, wasn't necessarily terrible. He got most of his plays to Devontae Smith in the shotgun. So there's definitely going to have to be a good balance there. He also gets the ball to A.J. Brown a lot better when he's in the shotgun. As I just said, it's a better balance. It's just a better balance. But great game from Devontae Smith. Once again, his routes were good. Nothing really to complain about there. He stopped doing the thing where he just, for some reason, cuts inside, which I don't understand. He cuts inside. I just don't understand it. He stopped doing that. Dotson, 40-yard catch. Goddard, as you mentioned, Cole, really nice game for him. The RPO, I've been saying it. Get Goddard involved in the run-pass option. They did it. This was probably Kevin Patullo's best called game this week. Offensive line, no complaints. They played pretty well. I don't believe, well, it was 4 sacks, but nonetheless, I don't think it matters that much. As you mentioned, Cole, sack party for the Philadelphia Eagles. But there should have been more. There were way too many missed tackles on Jackson Dart in the backfield. And I think that was a bit of an issue there. But I think the Giants' offensive line wasn't that good, so I don't know how much you can really rate this game for the Eagles' pressure on Jackson Dart because of the fact he got away from him so much. Mm-hmm. Run game, still a concern, though. Scatterboo, while, he did have his ankle snap in half, I know you want to talk about that a little bit. We hope he gets healthy sooner rather than later. Doesn't look like it's going to be this season. He still averaged 4 yards a carry on 3 carries. So, while 3 carries isn't, a huge sample size, the Eagles' run defense, while giving up 3.2 yards a carry, still gave up some half-decent yards to the Giants' best running back. Secondary, it's up and down. Quinyon Mitchell's been incredible. I think he's only, when quarterbacks throw his way, he's only averaging like a 40-something completion percentage. He's been great. The other side, we got to make a trade, as I mentioned. Also, shout-out special teams. Will Shipley had a really great game returning the football. That's really all I got to say about that. Cole, I don't know if you want to move on or you want to talk about Cam Scatterboo a little bit.
We good. You kind of.
All right. Sweet. Well, let's talk about the Ravens here. The Ravens are getting Lamar Jackson back in the AFC North. And I apologize here because the world didn't want me to be here. I wasn't really necessarily prepared. But the Ravens getting Lamar Jackson back here. Cole, I'll actually let you start here. The Ravens right now, a 2-5 team as we speak. Getting Lamar back. Can they win the AFC North with him coming back?
I think they can.
Well, actually, I'll change. Will they win the AFC North?
Will they?
Yes.
I think that they can. I'll think about it and get you back later in this segment, but
Okay.
I don't know. I think they definitely have an opportunity to. I think that the Steelers right now would probably be my pick, just because they're a well-rounded team, and I think that the Baltimore Ravens defense can't sustain anything without Lamar having their offense on the field for a good amount of time. Like I said, the Baltimore Ravens are nothing without Lamar Jackson. So, if they want a chance to win it, absolutely, I think they can. It all depends on how Lamar Jackson plays. The first 4 weeks he played pretty well. First 3 weeks I'll say he played very, very well, and then going into Kansas City, he had a rough game, and they lost pretty big there. But this isn't a turnaround of a season right here. Every game now is just a must-win, and it's not like they have a gruesome schedule ahead of them. Honestly, they have a pretty easy schedule ahead of them with, the next 3 games away at Miami, at Minnesota, and at Cleveland. I don't think it'll be that tough to do. They just definitely have to beat Pittsburgh twice, and I think that Week 18 game at Pittsburgh will probably determine who wins the AFC North, I would say.
I agree with you there, but I think the Ravens will win the AFC North, and kind of just for the reason that Lamar Jackson coming back makes this offense so great. But the problem is the defense. When you go up against some of those better teams, like the Steelers and the Patriots and the Packers, your defense has got to show out. You gave up 41 points to the Bills, albeit you blew that game. You gave up 44 to the Texans, 37 to the Chiefs, and 38 to the Lions. 17 to the Rams, and 16 to the Bears. That is not going to cut it. But something that they can hide that under is the schedule. The Dolphins, Vikings, Browns, Jets, Bengals, Steelers, Bengals, Patriots, Packers, Steelers. Many of those games, like the Dolphins, the Browns, the Jets, their offenses are not that great. I think that the way the Steelers' offense is playing, it feels like they're inconsistent. You definitely have a better shot against them. Cincinnati's a bit tougher because of how well they've been playing. Chase Brown has been able to play better because of the fact that Joe Flacco has allowed Jamar Chase and T. Higgins to do their thing. I think the Patriots is a bit tough as well because, once again, you don't really know, but Drake May's playing at an MVP level. We'll have to talk about that soon. The Packers' offense is also pretty good as well. Once again, a little inconsistent. Their first half is not always great. But I think the Ravens will win the AFC North because of the fact they can hide their defense behind their offense in these kind of, I'd say, gimme games, I would like to say. I think that is fair to say about the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson coming back opens up the offense. We know how electric Lamar is. We know his ability to get out the pocket and run. The read option with Derrick Henry is obviously something to watch out for. Then he can obviously sling the football great as well. 2-time MVP for a reason. That's really all I got there. I think the Ravens will win the AFC North, but we'll see. They face the Dolphins on Thursday Night Football. Let's get into fantasy football here. Cole, top fantasy performers of the week. What do we got?
Yeah, I will say last week was a pretty solid week for a lot of people. I'll start in the QB room. And I'm honestly, hold on, real quick.
I'd like to take this time to just salute Igbuka again. I won't stand on the chair, but I'll salute Igbuka again this week. I'm once again probably not saying his name right. I know Dom Campanera can fix that for me. How do you say it, Camp? Igbuka? Is it not Igbuka? It's Igbuka. Igbuka. Okay, thank you.
All right, so I'll get into it. I'm gonna start with Joe Flacco. He's rostered on 36% teams. Last week he had 25 points, and this Cincinnati offense is trending. He's got T. Higgins. He's got Jamar Chase. He's utilizing Chase Brown out of the backfield. So yeah, he's got a lot of opportunity there in Cincinnati. I don't believe that their schedule in the future is anything crazy. But yeah, I mean that's who I'm gonna go with in the quarterback room. Moving on to the running backs, I am gonna take Tyjae Spears here from Tennessee. He was very solid last year, and I think he could continue to be solid in the next coming weeks. I don't love Tennessee's offense, but again they have Cam Ward, they have a solid lineup there, and he can kind of make some noise. I feel like, and kind of be sneaky in the game planning of other teams. So I think he could go a little bit under the radar and have some sneaky games here, a little bit down the stretch. And then my wide receiver is going to be Troy Franklin. He's rostered in 48% of leagues. He just dropped 27, and he's kind of been solid all year. I mean, he's had 24 in week 2, and he had 13 week 7, and now 27 week 8. So honestly, he's been very, very good. So I would consider him. I'd also consider a guy like, Roman Wilson out of Pitt. Obviously, he's had a pretty bad weeks, in the past, but I feel like this could be like a kind of like a welcome to the NFL game, and he can start to to make some waves from here. So yeah, those would be my two at wide receiver, and that's pretty much it.
I would disagree with the Roman Wilson thing. I mean, this was just like one good game, but no, I digress. I feel like people should start trading for Chase Brown because Joe Flacco opening up the pass game has allowed the run game to be good, even behind this offensive line. I think that this is a way for, I wouldn't say get Chase Brown while his value is low, because his value is definitely not low right now. Back to back like 30-point games, so I don't think his value is low at all. I would say try to get Chase Brown in your league. Lamar Jackson coming back is definitely good. He's still ranked the quarterback 1 on ESPN. Well, not obviously when it comes to stats, not, but like just thinking about it or whatever. I don't know. Logical wise, I guess you should say he's ranked the quarterback 1. But there was another guy I wanted to talk about. I forget. Chase Brown. Oh, have we ever talked about JSN on this show? I know they had the bye week, but have we not talked about JSN? Like, why is he putting up 30-point games every single week? Like, if I would have knew this, I would have taken him over Bijan. Bijan had a terrible week though. It was awful. I don't know how against the Dolphins. That was ridiculous. I mean, the Dolphins are just a revolving door of terrible.
Yeah.
It's like that ghost that goes to the door every week and just slaughters everybody. But it's just the Dolphins' weekly schedule. They can't do anything. Nonetheless,
World Series?
Let's go to the World Series. I'll let you talk about this stuff first. It was an 18-game inning. I will not talk about if I stayed up for that entire game. That's besides the point. I don't even know why I brought it up in the first place. But nonetheless, let's talk about this World Series. Cole, the Blue Jays tied things up last night.
Yeah. I'll start with Game 1 real quick. I'll just give a quick little rundown on each game. But yeah, starting with the Blue Jays 11-4 game. I stayed up to watch this game. Obviously a big home run by George Springer. Nope, not this game. Big home run by Barter. Excuse me. Grand slam by Barter. No, he had a home run.
Springer had the one that gave him the lead against Seattle.
Yeah, my bad. Barter. He had the grand slam, obviously, pinch hit. He went 2 for 2. I feel like he's been hitting very, very well this series. And Trey Savage, he is unhittable, man. Just watching him throw the ride fastball with the split, I feel like it's a really good combo. And obviously, he gets guys out. And his first game was in single A, pitching in front of 300 people, and he just started Game 1 of the World Series, so I thought that was pretty cool. Obviously, Sir Anthony Dominguez, I think he has some of the best mechanics in baseball out of the pen. Former Philly, obviously. But yeah, honestly, this was a great game by the Blue Jays, and I feel like, after going down 2-0, they continued to pile it on. Big sixth inning there, along with the Kirk home run in the bottom of the sixth. And obviously, Ohtani has to homer every game, so.
I don't want to cut you off, but if Jeff Hoffman wins a World Series before the Phillies, I'm going to lose my mind.
Okay. Game 2, this was, another great game. Yamamoto, obviously, with the CG. 8 Ks, 9 innings pitched, 105, pitches thrown. I thought Gossman did a very good job until the back-to-back solo home runs that really killed him. I thought he was really pitching very, very well. Obviously, Hoffman came in, to get some work there. But Yamamoto was dominant in this one. Other than the Kirk sac fly, he really didn't leave any pitches over the middle of the plate. And if he did, they were executed very, very well. Obviously, Muncy and Smith with the home runs. But, overall, Yamamoto has been... I think Yamamoto's been the best player in the postseason. As pitcher-wise, I think he's definitely been the best player, or the best pitcher, excuse me. But you could give it to Snell, but I feel like
Yamamoto, I think.
Yeah, I feel like
The dude's picks back-to-back.
Complete games,
Yeah.
Exactly. And then obviously going into the 18th inning, Glasnow throws. He did good. He just hung he just hung a curveball to Alejandro Kirk. That was really his only mistake, I feel like, other than walking a couple guys.
I hate when that happens.
Max Scherzer, he did a very good job, honestly. I feel like that pitch from Ohtani was, it's debatable. Ohtani's the best player in baseball, and he just, crushed that baseball. He just swung as hard as he could and hit a 95-mile-an-hour fastball in his, right at his chest. But anyways, hit it out, and honestly, that was one of the most impressive swings I've seen in the World Series so far. And then obviously the Dodgers walk it off with Freeman. Credit to Freeman. He's been clutch in the past 2 World Series for them. He's continued to be a good bat for them, contact and power as well. So I feel like he's done a great job for them. And then this past game, obviously last night, Blue Jays kind of dominated, the middle innings, and I feel like that's what, every time they've won, that's pretty much been what they've done, especially in the World Series thus far. Shane Bieber, solid, solid as well. I thought Ohtani pitched solid, other than a couple of, he just gave up a couple hits in a row, and I feel like his stat line is fine. But I feel like he shouldn't have given up as many runs as he did. He kind of just, let guys get hits in, the 7th inning. So, it is what it is. And Shane Bieber kind of shut the door on him, kind of towards the later innings, and then the bullpen finished it off. But, overall, really complete game by the Blue Jays in Game 4. But yeah, that's all I got, Ryan.
I think looking forward, I still think the Dodgers will win, but I think they shot themselves in the foot when it comes to pitching. Literally all their bullpen they pitched, and all of them pitched 20 pitches. That's just except for Kershaw. I feel like that kind of killed them, especially since the game was on the same day as yesterday. The games obviously were in the same day, so that kind of sucked. But I think today, getting Blake Snell back on the mound. Gee, I just voice cracked so bad. Getting Blake Snell back on the mound. The hitting is, it kind of turned up a little bit last night. Obviously, I think that, just the exhaustion from that game. I think the Blue Jays, I wouldn't say they were more rested, but I feel like they didn't pitch their guys as much, and they got out of innings quicker. Dodgers kept letting so many guys on base.
And honestly, I think the Blue Jays were just a little bit more prepared.
Yeah. I don't even really know how the Dodgers won that game. I honestly didn't think both teams deserved to win that game. That was kind of that was just a bad game for both of them. But yeah, I still have the Dodgers winning the whole thing. I'm not
I
gonna.
got the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Dodgers in 6. I just can't. I can't take this Dodgers team to lose. Let's get into Sixers here before we wrap things up for today. Sixers obviously 4-0. They've had some good comeback wins, and they've played really really well in the fourth quarter. And obviously last night against the Washington Wizards, making the comeback in overtime. But yeah, Cole, talk a little bit about the Sixers here and what they've been able to do so far.
To start with the front court or the back court?
I don't care, whatever you want to talk about.
I'll just go with Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe.
That makes sense.
Maxey's averaging 37. I mean, what else do I have to say? 7.5 assists. VJ Edgecombe 25 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals. I mean, honestly, you couldn't ask for more from him. He's been balling out. Big game against the Celtics, obviously in his NBA debut. He's continued to, put on good performances since. Kelly Oubre, he's been phenomenal too for us. I mean, 18 points a game, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and even a block. So, honestly, I think it's really this whole team combined that's really, making a difference. I mean, I think our starting 5 is really elite. And I feel like the versatility of, our guard play is honestly what puts us over the edge. I feel like, obviously, Joel Embiid, he's getting good minutes.
It's on a minute restriction, though.
I know. But, 20 minutes a game, he's averaging 12 points. I can't really judge much off of it. I mean, he's looked good in the plays or the possessions I've seen. Honestly, really just, kind of playing into that guard play between Maxey and Edgecombe and Grimes and whatnot. But, yeah, I mean, Drummond has looked good off the bench, and so has Adem Bona in his minutes played as well. So, honestly, this team looks really good, and I'm starting to buy in.
I'm going to wait for that.
Okay.
Because I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but, you've won all the games, but you've also given up over 115 points every single game. You can't sustain that, and you can't sustain playing in the fourth quarter like this, going into overtime like this. If we've seen anything from guys who load manage, they can't play 82 games. And if these guys are playing into overtime and these close games every single time, they're going to start to run into the ground. Obviously, this is a good start to the season, but when we get into the 40th game, the 50th game, the 60th game, are these guys going to be able to have the cardio and conditioning to stay up to playing like this every single night? I don't think so. Which is why I think that Jared McCain coming back will definitely help. He'll help the defensive perimeter. Paul George, while his defensive tenacity has gone down over the past couple of years, it's still not a negative in my opinion. I think Joel Embiid out is kind of a little rough. Not out, but not playing as much is a little bit rough. Obviously, he's not going to be playing on those back-to-backs, so you're going to be relying a lot more on guys like Kelly Oubre and Justin Edwards. You got a guy from around here.
Or even a Adem Bona.
That's true. He had a great game last night, as we were talking about. But I think that right now, if you're the Sixers, I need to see them win games handily. They've only won one game pretty handily, and that was against the Orlando Magic. You put up 136 points, but you also gave up 124. You can't sustain that over the season, especially when you're playing the high-level offensive teams like Dallas or the Thunder or the Nuggets or somebody like that. Obviously, those teams are out west, but that's just kind of what I think there. I'm not saying that this team is, bad and it's going to collapse. I think that Edgecombe and Maxey have played well. They just got to get that chemistry together. But I do think defense has got to get better, perimeter defense especially. I am very concerned, though, for Joel Embiid, dude. I mean, he doesn't do the tip. He isn't being as aggressive. He's taking a lot of threes. It's very concerning, even though he's actually on the court, in my opinion. But we'll see.
Ryan's rants?
I would. Well, this is a disclaimer. I would talk about the big story in the NBA if you know what I'm talking about. But I don't know if we're allowed to talk about that on these airwaves. But anyway, let's get into Ryan's rants.
The Dolphins.
What in God's name is going on here with the Miami Dolphins? I mean, they are just in a level of ineptitude of the biggest disgrace that this world has ever seen. Why is this podcast door open? What are these signs? Dom Schulk, what is this? What are these? Are these relevant? I hope they're very relevant. Nonetheless, I think they're the senior day things. Anyway, let's get back to the Dolphins here. I mean, they are just so terrible. Why is Tua Tagovailoa still playing? It's clear that he is just out of it completely. I don't know why he's in the... Well, you know what? They don't really have anybody. Do you want Quinn Ewers to play, I guess? I don't really know. Mike McDaniel, I don't think he knows what's going on half the time. I think I know what's going on more than Mike McDaniel over there. And I'll tell you what's going on. Absolutely nothing. You got Tua talking about guys not showing up for meetings. Doesn't really surprise me. You got Mike McDaniel not liking it. I mean, what in God's name is going on here down in Miami? I mean, listen, I know there's a lot of things to do in Miami, but let's play the day of football game. You're getting paid how many millions of dollars to play the football game, and you're not playing the football game the right way.
Brian Kelly and LSU.
All right, listen, I understand the firing, and I don't understand the firing. Where I more don't understand the firing. Why? You're in the SEC. It's not like you're Penn State where you just have the Big Ten and just, you're not going to win, and it doesn't really matter. But you're in the SEC, for God's sakes, and your team is not even all that bad. Brian Kelly also got the number 1 recruit in the country in Lamar Brown. Do I think it should be Zion Ailey? Yes, but that's a different subject for another day. You got the number 1 recruit in Lamar Brown, and your team is all not that terrible. You're 5-3. That's not a fireable record, Cole. It's not like it's James Franklin where you're losing to, the Little Sisters of the Poor. I mean, why? Why would you make this decision now instead of at the end of the season? Or are you trying? I know they want to do appeal to the governor. Also, why is the governor trying to talk about the LSU football coach? That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I don't understand it. I didn't know a political figure was the general manager of LSU or the athletic director.
Fox couldn't get rid of the Ohio State versus Penn State.
Nobody wants to watch this game. The starting quarterback's not in there. Ohio State's the number 1 team. Penn State is in, I think I don't even know what they're doing. Penn State should just cancel the season, for all we know. I mean, that is how bad they are playing football as right now. Who wants to watch this game? Nobody. Nobody wants to see this on prime time. Well, not prime time, but nobody wants to see this on national television, watching Ohio State just absolutely wipe the floor with Penn State. I mean, do you want to watch this game on national television?
I don't know. Rivalry. Maybe if it's close, I'll turn it.
Maybe if it's close. Well, guess what? It's not going to be close. I guarantee you that right here, right now. It is not going to be close. I mean, if Penn State can't win while they're the number 2 seed, what makes anybody think they're going to win while they're unranked? Yeah, I see LJ talking. This game's not going to be close. I don't understand why. You know what? It's a good thing we're not even going to be able to watch this game because we'll be at the Prep versus LaSalle. All right. That's the game of the year, I'll tell you that much. That should be on national television. I don't know what Dom Campanero's doing over there. I know you're not interrupting my segment.
Oh, I will.
I know you're not interrupting my segment.
Go Wildcats.
Go Wildcats.
All right.
Wildcats? Who's the Wild? Villanova?
Keep on going.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway.
Wildcats.
Who's the Wildcats?
Villanova.
Well, then why is he talking about... He's not a Villanova fan.
I'm a Villanova fan.
Well, then you're talking about Kentucky?
Sure. I don't know.
What did you say?
I don't think he knows what he's saying. All
we're gonna
right,
wrap
that's going to wrap things up here for today. Make sure you tune into hockey later, 4:40 or 4:50, whatever it is, 4:45 to 4:55 in that time frame. Myself, AJ Farrington on the call, and then on Saturday, it's Dom Schulk and myself on the call for the Prep versus LaSalle, PIAA 6A District 12 semifinal. That'll do it for the latest edition of the CR7 podcast. We will see you later.